my sunshine. I hope you slept well.
I did.
Here's your Red Bull that you have every morning.
Oh,
and of course, the 2023 Winter Group Stage continues today. G2 versus BDS.
Oh, I love G2 versus BDS. I can't wait. Okay, yay. Woo! G2 versus BDS. Here we go, baby. It's looking good in the beginning. I like this. Oh, it's looking good for the boys. That's not looking that good. That's not good. Could be better. It's fine though. They can come back from that. It's just one off pick. It's fine. Oh, come on. Don't throw it like this. Don't throw it like this. I beg. Come on. No!
Good morning, sunshine. I'm so happy to see you. I hope you slept well. Here is your Red Bull. Of course, the 2023 Summer Group Stage continues today with G2 versus BDS. Yes, I know you love watching BDS, so enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, I can't wait to watch BDS. Hey, I love BDS. Okay, let's get going. Oh no, Mickey, why are you so good? Come on, it's just an off thing though, right? Like it's just one bad team fight. It is just one bad team fight. It's fine. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Come on. Comeback time. Come on! Ah, come on!
Good morning, my sunshine. I'm so happy to see you. Here's your Red Bull. Did you get your full 8 hours?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I mean,
well, it's time for the 2023 season finals. G2 versus BDS.
Wow, yeah. I mean, surely BDS gets this win, right? Like they win this time, right? Surely. Okay, remote. Yes, there you are. Start. God damn it. Let me see what we got. Let it be good this time. Come on. It's already looking so bad. Come on. They can win it this time, right? It's looking worse and worse. Why is it looking worse every goddamn time? Just get one win against G2. Surely it can happen. No, come on, no!
Good morning, my little one. Did you have a good sleep?
No.
I certainly hope so. It's a 2024 Winter Playoff.
Who's playing?
G2 and BDS.
G2 BDS, no! Oh, phew. It was just a nightmare. Good. No!
Good morning!
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you. I hope you slept well. Here is your Red Bull. It's, of course, the 2024 Spring Playoffs.
Yeah, and who's playing? G2 BDS! Yeah, I knew it! God damn it! No!
Everyone to the finals of the upper bracket here in the LEC Spring Playoffs. Here's BDS. Don't be disappointed. We didn't get their arrival footage today, their special arrival footage. But I've heard it does exist. But maybe it's kind of to counter jinx it because they always lose these matches versus G2. So they're like, let's change it up. And here is G2, of course, coming in completely head to toe in Ralph Lauren, of course. And we'll see what they are able to cook up today. We're giving GB some time to recover. Actually, I'm still out of breath. So I'm just going to welcome these two to the show, Broxa and also Aragon. Welcome.
Can't wait to talk about G2
Versus
BDS.
BDS, yeah, for sure. Before we do that, though, let's talk a little bit about the bracket and what happened yesterday. Aragon, what did you think about, well, first off, TH and MDK getting eliminated, meaning they won't have a chance to go to MSI, but on the other side, Fnatic and Vitality still with a chance to.
Yeah, breaking the repeat of the MDK run. I think it was particularly interesting. The matchup I liked watching the most, at the very least, was the Vitality one. I think that was a super banger. I had the pleasure of watching it from home, so just a real interesting one all around.
I'd love to know them because we were watching here and we thought it was a banger, but we were also a little puzzled about the level of play, right? Maybe you have a different perspective because you're watching from home?
Look, I think they bring a very unique style of League of Legends when it comes to Vitality, and I think simultaneously, on top of being entertaining, they've also gotten better at being entertaining and playing well. So I'm a big fan. I have to say it's my favorite team to watch.
I see. I mean, you can only play to the level that your opponents... No, that's not true. You can actually play better than your opponents.
Well, I think it's going to be a cool matchup we got tomorrow, because Fnatic also played a really chaotic series versus Heretic, so no one who wins tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of fighting for sure.
And what did your gut tell you in terms of what you saw out of Vitality and Fnatic, and not just kind of facing each other, but thinking bigger, maybe then facing BDS or G2, whoever loses today, and making a run to the finals? Who has the best cards?
How bold do you want me to be right now?
Very bold.
I'm going to go with Vitality G2 Finals.
Ooh, okay. What makes you say that?
I think Vitality have been in a complete upswing, and the way they play early games can be extremely dynamic. I really like how they play, and I think they've shown more than the other teams. I
mean, I gotta say, yesterday, listening to the post-game interviews from Fnatic, right? We had the voice comms from Rezork just saying, we're shit. That's what he said, basically, at the end of the game. And Humanoid also saying there's a lot of work to be done. So they realize it, at the very least.
It does worry me that somebody is genuinely excited about Vitality, because I feel like every time we are excited for them, something goes wrong and they don't actually make it. Hopefully this time it's going to be different. I agree, they're a really exciting team to watch. Fnatic really needs to step up to have a chance of making it to the final.
We'll see that tomorrow. Today, though, we have G2 versus BDS. And to kick off today's series, let's send it over to Laure, who's standing by with Nuke.
Thank you, Shox. Merci, Nuke. Joining me ahead of this game today, I feel like we've seen this before. G2 versus BDS, it doesn't quite go your way, usually 18-3 in favor of G2. Any comments on that specific track record you have against the team before we go deeper?
18-3. It's decent, I would say, but there's a first time for everything, right?
I know.
And today's the day, so yeah.
I know, and on top of it, it's not fair in the sense that it hasn't been the games you played with this iteration of the roster, but still, like, I feel like you had your time to work around G2, to apprehend G2, and maybe come in ready today. When you think of every time you face off against them, what do you think is the elements that misses every time, if there's something you can identify?
Previously, I think all the game we played against them, it was missing. It was, first, I think it was like our fundamentals and how we play together. That was like not good enough. But I think we got a point where, like, actually, today, it's not all about us. We actually thought about like how they want to play and how we can counter this and how we can execute it in like draft and in game. So yeah, I think we are never as ready as today. I don't know if it's English, but that is our best shot to beat them.
Yeah, what is interesting is the fact that I feel like G2 is coming in today knowing in a way what to expect from you guys, but do you actually know what to expect from G2?
I mean, you never know what G2 is going to do, right? But I think like the meta doesn't really allow some craziness that they could bring, right? For example, I remember like the Kled top or like the staff of stuff. Previously it was like crazy draft. I think we kind of know what we expect, and we actually know what we want to do, no matter what they do, actually. So this is why.
As long as you're confident in your game, actually, this is what matters. We saw Zeus play a Vayne top lane this morning, maybe some inspiration in that sense. But focusing a bit more on you and the matchup you have against Caps, how is it laning against Caps? Because again, you know this player by then, and how do you progress and make sure that you're gonna win against this in this matchup specifically? Because he's been performing phenomenal.
Yeah, he's good. He's for sure good, but. I mean, I played him many times, right? In best of 5, best of 3, best of 1. I think I've got to the point where, like, I know how he plays, and it's not only about laning fights anymore. It's about like the whole game, how you play, like how you impact each other, the map. So it's like a mind game that you have to beat him to have more impact than him, right?
All right, the mind game.
So I'm confident.
You're confident? Well, that's great. And I can't wait to see what you guys have planned on the Rift today, Nuke. Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
And Shox, over to you.
Thank you very much. Confidence is key, as always. It just becomes a little bit harder when this is the team that you've never been able to beat in those best-ofs when it has mattered most. And I think that is the biggest hurdle that BDS has to overcome, because basically they all have to play better than they have every single time they met, right?
Absolutely. But I also think that there's a new guy who's going to bring a different swing to this in terms of all the 4 players we already know on BDS, with, of course, the top side, but everyone bar the AD carry of Ice who's coming into this on a hot swing too. And I think that's really where they'll have not necessarily an edge, but a newfound dynamic to what BDS already did so well, right? We already know what they're going to do. They're going to draft some scaling for their AD carry. Adam might come in with a wacky pick, and we're going to see a control mage and a stable jungler for BDS. That's their style, and it's been working for them well as well when relying on Ice.
And I have to say, it's quite interesting in that interview what we saw. He said, you know, the meta doesn't allow for creativity for G2. But, and he mentioned Kled specifically. What's really interesting, I was speaking to Finn and I also saw his stream, and he said, I've always looked for Kled spots, even in this current meta. So it'll be, you know, maybe G2 feel the same way. They're going to bring it off meta as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think the teams that are willing to play meta, or off meta rather, they don't really care what the meta is. That's the whole point, right? But you brought up Ice. Let's talk about him a little bit more, because that's obviously the changing factor that's coming in here, Aragon. Can you describe kind of what he has brought to BDS?
Yeah, so from the start of the split, it's very clear that they've been practicing a specific style, which is the front to back with the crit AD carries. Mainly Aphelios and Zeri, I believe,
yeah.
and 9 out of 14 games on Zeri in the entirety of the spring split. It's been an absolute phenomenal tear on the champion. 7 wins in a row on the Zeri. It's very clear that this guy is the carry for the team, and...
Oh.
Yeah. That. He's very good at the champion.
I mean, if that does not look menacing, I really don't know what
does. I hope G2's watching the pre-show. No, but there's obviously a lot on the shoulders of Ice as well, but it's not going to be the sole factor, of course, as we just take a look at some of the team fights. But I do want to go into some other points that we have, since there's more than just the bot lane. But the thing is, the problem that I have with talking about this matchup, Goldberg, is that we've seen kind of how it plays out in every other lane. This is the only one that we can think of that can kind of change up the whole dynamic, because when you look across to like top lane, for instance, Broken Blade has always gotten the better of Adam.
And even then, it doesn't actually change that much, right? That's the thing going into it too. And I think that's also the problem that BDS is always going to have. To me, BDS is the kind of team where they're always going to find themselves in a position where they're kind of gatekeeping what the top of the league is and what middle of the pack and lower is, because they are very good at playing a fundamental style. They often are good at a front to back, with a great control mage in the mid lane, hyper carry in the bot lane. That didn't really change back when Crowny was there too, because his best champion in spring was Zeri too back then. So it's very familiar for them to play this. The problem is, you always know what you're going to get from BDS, and they always just going to play the same kind of style. You never see them evolve, and to beat a team like G2, we need to see more evolution from them.
Never see them evolve. Those are strong words.
And I have to say, we have seen a little bit of evolution at the very least, you know, looking to see how BDS can win. At least Adam, like you mentioned, has been shoring up his weaknesses of his champion pool. That was my biggest criticism. He would pick stuff like Olaf into Rumble, try to make his gods work, but they would just get absolutely destroyed by the current meta range top laners who are so damn strong this patch. And recently, he has been playing Na, he's been playing Twisted Fate. I scouted his OPGGs, and it's very interesting because BB and Adam, they're preparing for each other, right? Adam is preparing a bunch of different counters to BB's blind picks, and the other way around too. You've got Yasuo for BB coming in for the Twisted Fate that Adam might pull out as a blind. And Adam has picks into BB's Rek'Sai as well, stuff like the Rumble.
Yeah, he has, and it's going to be very impactful for him to get that performance off in the top lane. But when we zoom out a little, we do have to talk about kind of G2 and how they've been playing these playoffs so far, right? I know we can lay the building blocks of a possible BDS victory, but we have to be honest. G2, once again, Goldberg has looked phenomenal in these playoffs so far and are absolutely the team to beat. And it's just going to be incredibly hard for anyone to do it, let alone BDS.
No, I absolutely agree. And I even think of the BB point that going into this playoffs, he's been the best top laner, just period. And he's really come together to be the same carry performance as Caps has done as well. Photon is an honorable mention. I'll put him as 2 for me, but I still think BB is the one that's got it up there. Who knows, we might see that further on in the playoffs as well. But anyways, I still think that G2 is this holistic team where you can't beat them on every front. You need a little bit of magic as well to do it.
Oh, and you need to be good on the day. It's the favorite thing that coaches say, but it is just true. Now, the all-time head-to-head between them is 18 wins in favor of G2.
And there you go.
2 or 3 for BDS,
I believe
think.
it's 3.
3? Okay, I was going to give them even less, but it's 18 and 3 in favor of G2, so Aragon, you know, it's just going to be difficult.
Yeah, at some point you've got to imagine there's some kind of mental block there as well. And you said, I believe at the start, that it's only in non-best ofs that they've managed to take off wins, and in best ofs is entirely no wins there at all. So yeah, it's going to be rough.
I know, you're scraping by, but listen, maybe they give us something to aspire to from this first game. It's time to find out if BDS can finally overcome their demons as we kick off our match of the week presented by Uber Eats.